Welcome to another edition of All Ball Chicago. I'm your co-host, Robert Bobby Reed, and I got the legend, the NBA veteran, the McDonald All-American, your host, Marcus Liberty in the building. What's up, Marcus?
What's going on, my beautiful people?
And we got a special guest up in here. I remember from way back in the days, Cone School. I got to put that in there because they wanted me to shout that out. But he from Cone School Playground. Carver High School, killer at Carver High School, went on to Texas El Paso to do his thing, then drafted to the NBA first round. Give it up, man, for Tim Hardaway, the killer crossover, man. What's up, Tim?
Nothing, man. Like I said, man, just surviving, just can't wait till basketball season start and watch my son play. That's about it, man. Got a graduation tomorrow. My daughter is graduating from high school and she's going to Georgia State next year. Starting in September. So that's all.
That's what's up, Tim, man. That's what's up. Well, Tim, man, we are excited to have you on, man. We were trying to get you. I know your schedule was kind of busy. You've been out there running the 60-40 with Kendall and getting that in, man. So I've been watching you guys, man. We used to do that in college, man. So Kendall tweaked it and made it to something special, man. So he's doing big things with that, man, that 60-40, man. So I've been watching you guys. But Tim, man, we want our Chicago guys to come on here and bless us, man, with some of their knowledge, the game, some of the things that you've been doing. And we're gonna start off with, you growing up in Chicago, who actually, put that rock in your hand, man, before all of the Tim killer crossovers and that 1-2 Texas step, all that. Before all that, who put the rock in Tim Hardaway's hand?
Well, my dad put the rock in my hand, Donald Hardaway. He was a playground legend. He used to play with Bobby Dace and Nate Crew across the city of Chicago. And I used to just go watch him play. And the only thing I could do at that time was sit on the basketball and, come out there when timeouts or halftime or right before the game, just like we always did when we was young, try to make a basket, couldn't touch the rim, couldn't throw it to the net, anything like that. So my dad put the ball in my hand. And, I just went from there, Donald Pittman at Cone High School. I tried out for the 7th grade basketball team in 6th grade. And, I made that team and he said, come out for the 8th grade team. Man, when I came out there for the 8th grade team, man, it was giants out there. I was small. It was giants out there, man. I was still playing, I was still doing my thing and it wasn't fazing me, but I was too short to stick anybody. I was too short to guard anybody. So I couldn't play on the 8th grade team. I had to wait a year. So I played on. He had like a 7th grade and a 6th grade team. So I played on that team. And we practiced every day. We had calisthenics every day. We ran around the gym 15 minutes. Before we did the calisthenics. After we did calisthenics, then we, went into our fundamentals of dribbling, passing, layups, drop stepping, left hand, right hand. It was just the fundamentals of basketball. And that's where I got to learn how to play, really to understand and to play the game of basketball. And it took me from, the fundamentals of Donald Pittman at Cone Elementary High School took me through my whole career because you have to have fundamentals to go back to. And I always went back to my fundamentals when I needed to in your course of your career, if it's high school, if it's college, or if it's NBA. So I had something that I built that I could go back to that kept me humble and made me get to where I need, get my stroke back or get my confidence back or whatever. So that's where it started at, man. And then went to high school with Carver High School, then Texas El Paso with, the great, Don Haskins, then the great Don Nelson and the great Pat Riley. I played for 3 Hall of Fame coaches, which was a blessing.
Wow. You were lucky. You had some good coaches, Tim.
Man, I was
because I know Pitt was in that ass. What?
I'm gonna tell you something, man. You got to have some good coaching to make it. Man, I had some great coaches in my life. Donald Pittman started it off. And if it wasn't because of him, I probably would have never made it, because that instilled the fundamentals and how I need to play and the confidence I need to play going into my career. Without that, man, I couldn't, man.
That's what's up.
Man, I wouldn't be here today, man, without that tutelage in sixth grade. So yeah, I had some great coaches, man. But Donald Pittman, he put me on the map, man. He instilled that confidence in me.
And Don Pittman, man, is a great guy and a great coach.
Oh no, great guy too. Yep.
Yeah.
No
We might have him on next Thursday.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. He like that.
Yeah, man. And but Tim, you said, you know, your dad did his thing on the streets and on the hoop game, and then you got Don Pittman, you know, who laid, you know, the foundation, basically giving you the fundamentals and pushing you to that greatness. And then now it's off to high school. You know, you go to Carver. Was Carver the only school that you was going to go to, or was Finger in the hunt too? Because
man,
I know
I'm gonna tell you this story, man. So it's crazy, all right. Back in the day, you know, we had a lottery. So at Cone, we was in this Finger lottery, and that's the only school I didn't want to go to. I heard some crazy stories about Finger. I mean, literally crazy stories about Finger. So, of course, I get the lottery, going to Finger. My mom and I, we walked up in Finger. You know that movie Lean on Me? with
Mr. Clark?
Yeah, with
Mr. Carter?
Yeah, you walk in, man. It was so much graffiti on that wall. It was people not going to class. It was just like, I swear to God, when he walked in that school and he was just looking around, it was just like that. Me and my mom probably took 10 steps. And my mom said, oh, hell no. She said, this is detrimental to your health just walking in here right now. We walked out, we got back on the bus and we left, man. And that was it. Yeah. So that's when I went to Pitt. My mom went to Pitt and said, look, we can't go to Finger. He got to go somewhere else. He said, well, you know, I might be an assistant coach at Hales Franciscan, or I might be going to Carver. You know, all that stuff went down with Hales Franciscan with the, you know, priest and the kids and all that type of stuff. So they was because Hales Franciscan at that particular time, that was one of the high schools to go to, especially Catholic high school. Yeah. And once that happened, we was like, no, we can't go to that. We can't have ourselves in that situation and that type of environment. So we went to Carver, man, and it was just a blessing come true. Another great coach, and Bob Walters and Johnny Owens and Pitt and all those guys out there, and my man Richie out there, man. It was just and you know what? When I went out there, man, I didn't know that my mom and my dad grew up with the teachers, like half the teachers that was out there. So I was a young family.
Oh man, you was gravy.
Man, I was gravy, man. You know, man, I'm like every time I tell this story, man, it's like I'm lucky. You know, everywhere I went, I was lucky to be there. And you know what they say? You gotta have a lot of luck.
Yeah.
And where you gonna make it to.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow. That's real, Tim. Because you was one of the only high school kids back in the days playing with the pros at Chicago State.
Oh yeah. No,
all of us was envious, like, man, why we can't play? Hey, Tim be out there with them green, remember them green them Air Forces?
Yeah.
First when they first came out.
Because you know why? Because I used to play with them around my house because I grew up in South Shore area. So when I went to South Shore High School, we used to play ball all the time during the summer. Ricky Green, Isaiah Thomas, Mark Wyatt, Terry Cummins, Teddy Grubbs. All them guys used to come in that park. J.J. Anderson, man, all those guys used to come in that park. And I used to play against them, you know, in 8th grade. And freshman and sophomore in high school. So when they was like, I'm going to these camps, I'm going to these All-American camps. I'm like, y'all go to these All-American camps. Man, I got the best tutelage right here. Right. Bro, right now, y'all go to them camps. Well, you know, we get away from home. I said, man, right now I'm getting the best basketball that anybody could ever get in life.
Yeah, yeah, that's real, Tim.
That
That's
is real, man. Because a lot of people wouldn't think that. A lot of people would say, well, Tim didn't get invited, you know.
Oh, no, I got invited. I definitely got invited, you know, and I could have went and
Right.
you know, somebody could have paid back then. You know, you had to get sponsors, people to pay for you because mom and pops didn't have that money. But
Right.
I was like, y'all, hey, y'all keep that money. I don't need to go. They was like, you sure? I'm like, look, y'all don't even know who I'm playing with. Y'all don't even know who I'm playing with. I'm playing against Z. I'm playing against Doc Rivers.
Right,
I'm talking about
right.
outside.
I remember,
They was in
Tim.
college. Man, please, man, you can't
Wow.
tell me nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you was one of the first chosen ones that didn't live.
It doesn't get no better than that, though, Tim.
No,
Man.
it doesn't. It
No.
doesn't. So I was all right with not going to camps. Man, we got this bag, we got that bag. I'm like, man, y'all can have all them bags, y'all can have all that gear. I'm getting tutelage, brother. I'm getting That's what I like.
Yeah, and a lot of people always talk about this, Tim, and I know you probably hear it a lot too. And I'm just jumping. I'll be jumping all over, man. We not no journalists and all that. So sometimes we just go off the top, man. But
Right, it's not scripted.
no,
No,
man, that's why we like, man, we just have fun, man, on here.
Right. That's what it's supposed to be.
But Illinois, man, the University of Illinois, you know, and I always talk about this. I said, how the hell did Tim Hardaway get out of the state of Illinois, man? You know, how, you know.
Another great story. So everybody's like, I'm short, right? I'm short. Okay, I'm gonna go back to high school. I'm in high school. I'm talking to my coach. I'm like, look, coach, Bob Walters. I'm like, look, man, if I don't play against Tracy Dildy, Anthony Manuel, what's his name at Robeson, Jerome Childs, Jerome Childs, who else? All these other point guards that they think they're better than me. If I don't play against them this next coming season, if you don't have them on the schedule, and I told them back then, you know, one season was over with. If you don't have them on the schedule, I'm transferring with Donald Pittman at South Shore High School.
Wow.
Guess what? We had them on the schedule. We was playing them at Chicago State. We was playing them at Robeson. We was playing. So everybody was like, yeah, now you got your wish. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make good. I'm gonna make good. Y'all don't even worry about it. Y'all get on my back. This is my ram here. Out there is y'all ram. This is my ram here. I know how to take care of the South Side. All right. So Flip, my man Flip, he was like, so this is what you wanted, huh? You wanted 10,000 people. You want to get embarrassed. I'm like, okay. I said, okay. Right. They said, we're going to put Ramil Robinson on you. I'm like, Ramil, a little shorter. Yeah. Shorter. Yeah. I was like, okay. Yeah, I gave them 40. We lost in overtime. We lost though, but they knew who I was.
Right.
They knew who I was. You know, we played Crane. We lost to Crane. I got bridged against Robeson, but we was close. We was right there. Each game we was right there. I just wanted to show my team that we could play with anybody in the country, in the city. We just don't have to play nobody in the guards. We need to come out here and show everybody our talents because we got great talent on this team. And once I told them that and they saw that, I gave them confidence to go out there and do that, they was right along with me. All right, so Illinois, I wanted to go to Illinois. I wanted to go to DePaul. DePaul got, what's his name? My man Strick. Yeah, my man Strick. So I knew I couldn't go to DePaul. So then, because, you know, DePaul was, you know, they was good for getting the guards from New York. Which you know, that's what they like. You know, that's cool. And then Illinois, Bruce Douglas, the Douglas brothers, then, you know, Kendall and all them guys, they like tall guards. So I couldn't, you know, I couldn't fight with them about that. But I always told them, I said, y'all making a big mistake. All right. So in the summer leagues, guess my man Collins come up to me.
Coach Collins
come up to me. Yo, man, yeah, I made a mistake, man. Are you unhappy? Are you unhappy? I was like, hell no, I'm not unhappy, man. I'm great at Texas El Paso, man. They taking very good care of me. Do you hear me? Just like they were taking care of Liv in Illinois and Nick and Kendall and all them. And yeah, I was taken care of like that in El Paso. So I'm great. He's like, you sure? You know, we can really take care of you. I was like, man, I told him, man, F him. That's what I told him. I said, F you. Y'all made a big ass mistake and you got to live with it. I said, don't come to me with that BS no more. And
Man.
Wow.
So yeah, man, So yeah, I told him, I said, look, man, I can take y'all to that next level, all of us. But no, they wanted, you know, and look, man, I understand. I understand you getting them high profile guys. They got all the ink and all this. And I wasn't getting no ink because I was a small guy, 5'11", 3/4. They didn't think I could hoop. All right, cool. That's fine and dandy. I just got to go out there and prove myself like I normally do.
Mm-hmm. That's Tim. I never heard that story, man. I'm glad you actually finally let me know that, because I was mind boggled by it. I'm like, why is Tim Hardaway not, on University of Illinois', team, because you was on that team. If you was on that team, you was on that team, definitely.
Oh, no question. No question. We would have beat Michigan.
Yeah.
We would have beat Michigan. Yeah, and I lost some money on Illinois too. I was like, come on, Nick, these are my guys. I can't go against my guys.
Right.
But that brother Glenn Rice had that rifle going. He was stroking it all the NCAA tournament long. He was stroking it, man. He was stroking it.
Wow.
But then we can go to that game when you and my man Mark Mood, y'all went at it, man, in the tournament, man. I was all glued to the screen. I'm like, man, that's my man from Chicago. I knew about Chris, McMood, but I was like, man, I'm riding with Hardaway all day, baby.
Actually, you know that. You know that.
What them numbers look like?
Man,
between them two.
Me and Chris, we shot a terrible percentage. we was like, both of us like, to us it was terrible because in college, if you're not shooting above 50% or 60%, they terrible numbers. So it was both of us. We shot like 11 or 12 for like 32, 33. Yeah, we got them for shots, buddy. And I was kind of surprised that my coach let me get up that many shots too, because he like conservative, but I wasn't really listening to him. I was just up there had to do my thing, get that W. I was like, he is not going to beat my team. I got to beat his team.
Right.
That's real, too. Damn.
Man, y'all was shooting. I remember, man. Y'all was putting that thing up.
Man, we was letting it go.
And I was
no condoms. Zero.
So I think you were the one that kind of opened up the doors for Chicagoans to go down to UTEP. Because I think after that you had Johnny Melvin, you had Marlon Maxey, you had a couple of more guys I think that came down there after you guys, but I think you opened up the floodgates.
Davis.
Yeah, I think you opened up the floodgates for those guys to start going down, going to UTEP and balling out, man. And I tell our listeners a little bit about Coach Haskin, man, because he was one of the first coaches that actually had the opportunity to coach all black team, man, and let them really get down. Well,
if you picture Glory, if you've seen the movie Glory Road, that's Don Haskins. He believed in his team. He believed in his guys. That's one thing that he always did. He'll work you hard. He'll be in your ass. But you know what? He believes in his guys. When it's time to play, he believes in them. And if he has a strategy, which he did have a strategy, he wants you to listen to it and wants you to go out there and carry it out, because he's been thinking about it. He's a coach, he's been thinking about and understand what needs to be, what you need to do to win. So, of course, he was the first white coach to ever start 5 black players in the NCAA championship tournament and beat Adolph Rupp with Pat Riley and some other guys. And after that, Adolph Rupp really had to come to his senses. He really didn't want to go out there and recruit a African American or a black guy. He really didn't. It was all about white guys with him. And after that game, it really turned his head and made him understand that he needs some athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what UTEP had. They beat them with athleticism.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby Joe Hill, Big Daddy Ladd, you know, and those guys, man, they outworked them. They out physical them. They out the mental state that they had because they wanted to come out there and win. And he unleashed a guy that wasn't supposed to play. He unleashed him. He had a heart murmur. He's like, yo, go for it. And he went out there and he went for it, man. So Willie Cage. So, man, but yeah, man, them guys, and it's a lot of tradition there. Coach Askin, when he was coaching, you know, he brought a lot of tradition there. He brought a lot of guys from California.
Yeah,
a lot of All-Americans from California. And I was like the first, I'm going to tell you this, I was like the first guys, and a lot of people don't know this, since Nate Archibald. Nate Archibald went there. And a lot of people don't know. Nate Archibald went to junior college and then went 2 years there and graduated from there and went to the pros. But a lot of people don't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he was my assistant coach. But I was probably after Nate, probably the first point guard coming back from the Midwest East Coast to go there and play for Don Haskins. Wow. And man, it was just the city of El Paso is slow, but man, I had a great time, man. You coming from a big city, Chicago, New York, you come to a small town, man, it's humbling. It's humbling. You really see how people live. You see how people work. You see how people really take care of themselves and take care of other people. And you really see how you know, genuine they are. Mm-hmm. Really, really genuine and care about folks. And you know, that's what humbled me. You know, I wanted to happen fast. I wanted they like, you know, they slowed me down and made me understand, you know, it's hard work in this. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, you gotta chip that wood off slow. You know, you just gotta take your time, chip that wood off slow, make this artwork happen for you, and then you reap the rewards of the art. And that's what I did, man. And you know, and then coming back to Chicago, hanging out, kicking it during the summer, playing ball during the summer against all you guys and all the pros, and just having fun, and then going back to school and being humble again and playing with my teammates. That's what helped me. That's what helped me. And then the tutelage of Don Haskins, of course, you know, making me understand how to run a team, what my team needs from me, how I need to, when it's time to take over, this is how you take over, playing defense, understanding angles, all that. You know, he helped me with a lot of that stuff. So, you know, it was a blessing, another blessing that I was veered that way instead of going to Illinois or DePaul or anywhere else. It was a blessing for me to go to El Paso and to make my path going that way. So it was great.
Hey, Liv, so he had Don Pittman, Don Haskins, and Don Nelson.
Yeah.
And Pat Riley.
And Pat Riley.
So he had a lot of Dons, huh?
He had a lot of Dons.
Yeah. Yes, I did. And they all thought they was gangsters too.
That's why they recruited you.
Right, exactly. Exactly.
They knew they was gonna get a tough kid from Chicago, man.
Oh, no question.
Yeah, but yeah, Tim, man. So that's great, man. That you had a coach like that, because a lot of guys can't talk about their college coaches like that, man. So I don't know how it would have turned out if you would have went to Illinois with Lou Henson, because Lou Henson was not really a people person. You know, he didn't like communicate as much with us, man. And that's one thing I said that on a couple of our episodes a while back, that the relationships wasn't like really there. You know, when you coming from the inner city, we need that sometimes. You know, we need that love, that caring, that we know somebody has our back. So we gonna do whatever it takes to be successful for them, but a lot of time coaches just don't want to do it. It's like, my job is just to coach you. I'm not going to try to do this. I'm not trying to build a relationship, this and that. So it's hard, man. And you had a coach like that, seemed like, and Don Haskins, man, doing that. And then now it's off to you to go to the NBA, and then you get drafted to another great coach. I think, I love Don Nelson. I love the way he coached, man. And then you get drafted with, you're there with Chris Mullin and Mitch. I mean, come on.
Run TMC.
Run TMC. That's where it all started, baby. So check this out. I'm supposed to go and work out for Don Nelson and Golden State Warriors. It was a torrential rainfall that night. Could not get out of O'Hare. I mean, it stormed from 9 p.m. until like 3 a.m. We was gonna leave about 2 in the morning. They just said, "Look, we can't get out. We can't get out." They shut down the whole O'Hare. That's how bad the rain was coming down. So I'm like, oh well, all right. I'm cool anyway. I said I didn't want to go way out there anyway. I mean, I just was hooping with these other guys, and all right, fine. So draft day come. I thought I was gonna go to New Jersey. Thought I was gonna go to Indiana. Thought I was gonna go to Minnesota. Thought I was gonna go to Boston. But come to find out, after Don Nelson drafts me at 14, he's been calling and talking to all the other teams, say, yeah, Tim not gonna last for 3 years. He got a bad knee. I wouldn't pay him all that money.
Wow.
and he ends up drafting me. All right. So New Jersey ends up getting Mookie Blaylock. Minnesota ends up getting Pooh Richardson. Indiana ends up getting George McLeod. Boston ends up getting one of my guys from the WAC and Smith. And 6'10", they thought he was going to be the next Larry Bird. And then at 14, I go to Golden State Warriors. But I'm out the lottery after 9 or 10. So I'm like, come on, man. You just cost me about, anywhere from, from what, 75 million all the way down to 25 million. Then I go to $500,000. So, wow. But you know what? When I first got there, it was another blessing, man. It was another blessing. Everything works out in its way.
Yeah.
And for that to work out in that way, and I get to the Golden State Warriors with great players, Mitch Richmond, Chris Mullin, crazy Manute Bol, rest in peace, Nudie. Yo, so Nudie, I said, Nudie, man, how much is it gonna take to get my number 10 from you? He said 500,000.
He knew how much you made.
I said, Nudie, that's how much I make. He said, exactly. he said, let me see how bad you want this number. I said, can I get number 5, please? Yeah, man. But it was just a blessing in disguise. And the play with a guy and Don Nelson that innovated how they playing today.
Yeah.
Everybody think it's my man from Houston, or because he did it with the Phoenix Suns, or he doing it with Houston. No. It started with Don Nelson with the Golden State Warriors back in
Milwaukee.
That too, man. Milwaukee. He started with those guys. They didn't see it then. With the Golden State Warriors, we saw it, and we saw how it could work, and we had fun with it. We call it, offense where we didn't understand it. We know y'all didn't understand it. So we might call out a play, and we might say, something X, that means totally something than what y'all thinking, and we move in totally different type of ways. And they like, oh, what, I said, man, we practice this stuff every day. It may look crazy, it may look wacky, but we practice every day so we can throw y'all off so y'all don't know what's going on. But man, I tell you, man, the way the game is played today, that's what Don Nelson innovated back in the late 80s, early 90s. And a lot of people didn't like it. If Pat Ewing would have liked it, that probably would have saved his career. Because after Pat Ewing, after Don Nelson came, Pat Riley came and tore his knees up.
Pat Riley loved to run.
In practice.
Yeah.
But no, man. But yeah, man, that's
I agree, Tim. I remember because I was a Milwaukee Bucks fan. Well, I was a Marcus Johnson fan when he was with the Milwaukee Bucks. And I remember him bringing the ball up and doing, some things. And I'm like, man, he's like 6'7", 6'8", handling the rock. So Don was you're right. He was one of those first guys that, man, if you can handle it, go ahead and do your thing. And so I saw that a lot, man. And you're right, Tim, your path, man, to your success on every level. High school, you got the right coach, you got the right team. College, you got the right coach, the right team. NBA, you got the right coach and the right team. A lot of people don't get those blessings like that, man. And I can honestly say I was one of those guys. It seemed like I was always getting with the wrong teams, man, and didn't get my opportunities. But you seemed to got your opportunities, man, and you took advantage full advantage of those situations that you were put in.
Yeah, I did. But I had the coaches, Don Nelson, Don Haskins, Pat Riley. They saw what I can do. They just gave me the keys and they just said, "Go ahead and run it. Go ahead and run my team the way I wanted to be ran." But they had confidence in me, but I made them have confidence in me. But once they give you their keys to their car, then let you drive it, and they look at you and you calling out their play, and they like, okay, go ahead, do your thing. That's the ultimate goal. You running your own team. That's the ultimate goal, man. But it happened because of Donald Pippen, making me understand how I can control the whole situation. And I did it. And I had a great tutelage in Don Pippen.
You did, man. You did.
That's huge. That's huge. Pippen them gonna love that. Everybody at home like, see, I told you, Bob. Because I was arguing with them about 2 weeks ago. I named my top 10 all-time Cone players, and I didn't put you in there, right, Tim? Because you didn't live around there.
No, I didn't.
And they were like, no, Bob, it's wrong. Tim's supposed to be in there. So you on here. So you're an honorary top 10 Wild Hunters.
I appreciate it. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. It was some bad boys come out of Cone. You got Kevin White, left hand.
Kevin White was cold.
Woo!
Yeah,
man,
Kevin White was cold.
White was cold, man.
He sure was. What you think of Boozer?
Boozer, man. Man, all them guys, man, was cold, man. I'm gonna tell you this.
Remember Black Ass Pickles? Pickles my boy, though. I ain't gonna call him Black Ass. Pickles was cold, though.
He was dark. He was real dark.
Right.
But I'm gonna tell you this, man. A lot of them guys, they grew up around the gangs. Mm-hmm. And those gangs took them and just ate them alive.
Mm-hmm.
It just ate them alive. Mark Fowler, he was 6'5".
Yeah, that was your big man.
That was my big man. I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm going to tell you this. He played on the last team that won the Little League World Series. He was the pitcher. That was way back in the 70s or the 70s. He was 6'5", and he was throwing that ball, man. I'm going to tell you this. He used to take that ball out of bounds, and I used to fly. He used to throw that thing used to curve. I'm telling you, man, he had an arm back then. But, man, I'm going to tell you this, man. The gangs literally just took him.
Wow.
Yeah. And he couldn't, I said, why you with a gang? He said, Tim, my mom is single. She goes to work at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock. They know when I'm coming home. They on the porch waiting on me. I just got tired of fighting. I can't fight 365 days,
Right.
I just can't do it. So I just, you know, they just became my family. He said, if my mom was there during the day, during the night, then I probably would have survived. But she was gone. And I was like, man, you know, and you could just tell each year, you know, going into high school, he just kept going down, down, down. And but yeah, that was a waste of talent, man. He was great talent. But those guys around Cone, man, it was so much back then. It was so much game activity around there, man.
Yeah.
If you didn't have a strong parents or just wanted to get away and get out, you was gonna get caught up.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
You're right. Man. Yeah. You hit it on the head, man.
And that's sad too, man, Tim. If you really think, if we think about that, man, how basketball to me is like the savior of Chicago. I'm just talking about Chicago. I'm not talking about any other city. Like if I didn't play that game, I don't know where I would have been. You know, if you didn't play that game, you don't know what really would have happened to you, because we knew that basketball was an outlet for us and it could help us, you know, become someone one day, whether that's getting an education, going to college, doing whatever we need to do. But you have to have that mentor. You have to have that father figure. You have to have somebody in your life that can help push you and guide you in the right direction. And a lot of times our young men who doesn't have that male figure in their life, they tend to slip. And I think that's probably what happened to Mark, because I remember Mark. Mark was a hell of a basketball player. His brother Scott came out my year, so I remember the brothers, the Fowler brothers. And it's just sad, man, to hear those type of stories, man, how the gang activities, you know, you can get caught up in it.
Yeah.
Hey, Lynn, what's that school that everybody go to down by the project? Beasley?
Oh, Beasley, yeah. Now
Cone was like Beasley back then. It was loaded, Tim.
Yeah, we was
loaded.
We was loaded.
My mom took me out of there because she was like, I had a teacher, Miss Pringle, was whooping everybody ass. Like, you ain't staying there. So, but yeah, it was loaded, man.
Yeah, we was loaded. You talk about Miss Pringle at Cone?
At Cone.
Yes.
You remember her? You remember her?
She used to hit you with a ruler, right?
Yep. Put you under a desk, lock you in the closet, all type of stuff. So Tim, remember that.
But I will tell you this. She didn't do nothing worse than Donald Pittman.
Oh, Pitt was rough, dude. Man, that shirt, boot, chest, hey.
Yo, they used to have that phone. Yo, Pitt, I'm about to send you one. Oh, okay. Send you go down there and you go in his office. I'm gonna tell you, that man would have been in jail.
Right now. Yeah.
To this day, that man would have been in jail, man. But he straightened up a lot of folks. But oh my God. Woo.
Tim, let me ask you about somebody in particular, man. He grew up around us, and I was on the other side, so I didn't get a chance to play against you. But my boy Mario Jones from Corliss.
Yeah, from Corliss, Mario Jones. Yeah.
What you think? You think he could have had a stellar career had he kept his head on straight? What you think?
Of course. Yeah. I mean, like I said before, it's about keeping your head straight. You know,
right.
It's about understanding where you're trying to go. But you got to understand, you can't get the fast stuff and this and that real fast because it's going to catch up to you quicker. Go to school, get your education, you know, try it that way because you can always fall back on education. And a lot of them guys, man, they just got caught up and they just couldn't get out of it. And when they tried to figure it out, or when they did figure it out, it was too late. You like 22, 23 years old. Yeah. But man, that's the thing. You got go to school. If you got a chance to go to school, okay, you talking about 1,000 people in the country trying to go make it to Division I colleges and play on the Division I college. You know, that should motivate you to get your game better. But if you can't make that Division I, it's always Division II. You know, you can make it. You can make it any way that you go to. They gonna people gonna see you if you that good. If you're not that good, get an education and work. You know, because what you was going to do is going to be in jail or killed or always looking over your shoulder.
Right.
You know? But that's why I tell folks today, and I'm going to tell you this, it was a lot of bad basketball players in the city of Chicago that didn't make it. Mm-hmm. But without them beating up on us and whooping on us and helping us get our game together, we wouldn't be here today.
I agree.
You know, and I tell folks that today, man. You know, Darren Brittman.
Yep.
You know,
tough.
Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
tough.
Man, pick up basketball. Pick up basketball, man. I was taking the ball out of bounds. I'm like, this is man, this is big. He said, man, I don't care. I play hard wherever I go. Hard wherever I go. Chicago State, everybody. My first game at Chicago State. It was like what? 2,500, 3,000, whatever it is, 5,000 there.
Yeah.
So I get the ball, Darren Brittman, right there. So I mean, I'm on the baseline. Literally, I'm on the baseline. So I got to bring it up and do whatever. So I get to the free throw line of their basket. You know, I'm bringing up, and I think I'm still going. That man is laying the ball up. He put the ball, and he laying it up. And out there, everybody like, ooh. And then he started clapping his hands like, yeah, is this going to happen again? I said, oh, hell no. I took him from baseline to baseline, crossed him over, laid him up and won. I'm like, that shit ain't gonna never happen. Never. I said, you embarrassed me one time and that was it. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. That got me, that made me understand it's real. Right now, this is not high school basketball. This is college, European, and NBA basketball right now. So you got to bring your stuff every night. You know, you looking at it, you like, yeah. I want to get in there, But when you in it, woo, it's a whole different level. So I attribute my career.
Wow, man.
I contribute my career to those guys because without those guys and me playing against those guys at Summer League or at Fernwood Park or at Margate Park or at wherever that we played at, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
And that's, you know what? And that's keeping it real too, man. Like you actually letting us know that, and you letting people know that, man, Brittman was a mother, you know, like he helped elevate my game. You know, I'm not going to talk bad about it, but I said, you know what? I'm going to compete. That's not going to happen again, bro.
Right.
So I say that to say, man, now let's talk about your son. Like, what are you implanting into your son? Because it seems like a little bit your son was going to that same direction as you was. Like, it seemed like everywhere he went, it was like the perfect fit. You know, like, you know, I remember talking to you when he was, he might have been a sophomore or junior in high school. He was like, man, we just grinding. You know, we grinding out here, man. We just trying to make sure such and such, boom, boom. And then next thing you know, I'm looking, I'm like, he at Michigan, you know? And I'm like, wow, you know, so, and that was a perfect fit, you know, for him.
Yeah. You know what? I tell parents all the time, take a back seat, shut up, be quiet, let your kids learn. Let your kids learn. I almost made that mistake of not letting my son learn on his own. I almost made a mistake in stopping him from playing the game that he loves. I almost made a mistake, you know, always on him. You're not doing this. You're not doing that. You need to get better at this. Always criticize him. He didn't want to sit down with me and watch basketball games. He didn't want to work out with me. He didn't want to play with me, you know, and that really hurted me. So I had to check myself. And I said, look, man, let me be quiet. Let me encourage this guy and let me always be positive with him. And if he wants to ask me questions, let him ask me questions, but don't force the game on him. If he want to work out, let him say, let's go work out, Dad. But when he was with me and we went to go play, he was always on my team. He was always on my team. And guess what, fellas? I always gave him the ball to shoot. I was telling him, go down there. I said, this game is for us, but we older now, but we got to get him where he needs to be, how he needs to understand the game, how he needs to set up, come off picks, how he needs to play defense, how he needs to get over picks. But I don't want you to take it hard on him. I don't want you to hurt him, but I want him to understand the game. And he always played on my team, and I got him the ball. And I said, at last point, I'm like, listen, hey, if you miss, we're going to be sitting over there. I'm putting pressure on you, but I'm not putting pressure on you. If you miss, we're gonna be sitting over there. So yeah,
right.
So that's how that's how I had him play the game with me. But yeah, man, I tell people today, don't put pressure on your kids. Let them play, let them have fun, and they're gonna come to you. If you're a basketball guy, you know how to play basketball, and you did this, they're gonna come to you for tutelage. But let them come to you for tutelage. Don't force it on them because you're going to force them away from you. But yeah, when he, it was just a blessing in disguise. A guy knew the type of player John Beilein liked. And he told John Beilein about Tim. They came to watch Tim play. Tim was 6'6". That's his type of basketball player, versatile. Can do various things, switch on defense, rebound, bring up the basketball, initiate offense. He loves a kid that can shoot the ball. If you can shoot the ball, he wants you. He wants you. So, but yeah, it was just a blessing in disguise. And then, they got Trey Burke. I'm like, I'm not mad at Trey Burke, but I said, but Trey, at the next level, you're gonna have to find people. You're gonna have to find people. Them guys, they want that basketball. You're gonna have to find people.
So you actually told them that, Tim?
Yeah, I actually told about that. I told him, I said, look, man, as a point guard, you're gonna have to find guys. And when you get to the hole, you can't be throwing up no BS. You got to get it out to that guy, open man, so he can make that shot, or you got to initiate offense. So I said, but right now, you doing your thing, keep doing your thing, because you're gonna take them to y'all going to the championship. So go ahead and get that player of the year. You're doing your thing. But I'm just telling you, when you out of here, make sure you switch. And you're going to have to be a real point guard.
Right.
And so, but it didn't work out for him in Utah. And, he's struggling and everything. But I always wish him well, and I always talk to him because he's a damn good basketball player. And I tell you this, he's like an Allen Iverson. But they just don't give him the chance to be an Allen Iverson. That kid can really he can put the ball in the basket. Right. I guarantee you that. If you need a bucket, he's not scared to put the ball in the bucket.
He's back in the league right now, though, right?
Yeah, I think he was with Philly.
Yeah, he's back in the league.
And and you talking about some guys that need to make shots and the end of games, and you need to run offense and a pick and roll or something like that. Yeah, that guy needs to be in the game because he definitely get you a shot, and it's gonna be a nice shot too.
Yeah, I like him, man. I like this game. He was pretty good ball player. Now, Tim, man, let's talk about this. You got to. I know our listeners want to know this, man. Where did you get that crossover? Where did it come from, man? Like, did you watch somebody that was older than you, or like an older player, and you said, "No, I like what he was doing, but if he did it a little bit quicker, he'll break an ankle." So where did you start? Really practicing that and figuring it out that this can be my go-to setup move.
I used to watch Pearl Washington when he was with Syracuse, games of the week. He had a lot of stuff. Pearl had a lot of stuff. But one time he was playing Georgetown, and Reggie Williams, he came down and he shook him off the screen, literally off the screen. And Dick Vitale said, "Look at him, baby. He just shoot Reggie Williams off the screen. Did you see that? He just crossed him over." But he did it. He came down, man, and it's like he rolled it to, he like this and just rolled it to his right hand. So the next day in practice, I went and I was trying to do that. I was like, man, I can't do this. So I just developed something, and I said, boom, boom. All right, boom, boom. Oh man, okay, boom, boom. All right, let me work with it one-on-one, because we play. back then we played one-on-one. Today kids don't play one-on-one because they think they're gonna be embarrassed. Man,
right.
so you rather be embarrassed in front of 20,000 people instead of being embarrassed in front of 10 or 12 or 15 people and working on your game. So
right.
that's my understanding. So I say forget it. But so I was just working on playing one-on-one, and just doing my thing, and that's how it came about, man. And when we played against Magic, we was playing against them in the second round of playoffs, and he was going through he was telling tidbits about the scouting report. Chris Mullin, he's a shooter. You just can't leave him open. You got to make him do something else and get his feet moving so so he won't feel comfortable shooting the ball. Oh, Mitch Richmond, oh man, he's just a bulldog. I don't know what we're gonna do with him. He's just a bulldog. And then he said, oh, Tim Hardaway, he got a killer crossover. You got to watch out for that killer crossover because he can go to the rim anytime he wants to. And that's where it all started. And him just recognizing me and giving a little tidbits of what they strategy was, not their strategy, but what they was looking out from a game plan from us. So that's where it came from. But and it stuck with me from there, and it went and it's carried on to today. Today they still doing it at the NBA Combine. All right.
That's what they call the move. Everybody I teach, when I teach the move, I say Tim Hardaway crossover.
Yeah.
Tim, they gotta pay you for that, don't they?
that's the move, man. So that is your patent.
Yeah. No, if they not paying the logo, which I think he lying, but if they not paying him, no, they're not gonna pay me.
Oh, so you said Jerry West saying that ain't him?
No, Jerry West said they not paying him.
They not paying. Oh,
wink, wink, wink.
Right. Exactly.
Shit. I know that.
That's exactly what I say. Shit.
And dude, that's on your shirt ain't getting paid, right?
Dang, he getting paid a lot more money. He just donated $100 million.
That's my man.
He's shutting everybody up about what he's about. He putting his money where his mouth is, and he's showing that it needs a lot of stuff need to be funded, and a lot of areas need to be funded for to educate Black people and just get them on their feet and understand that Black Lives Matter for real.
Right, that's real, Tim.
That is. And Tim, have you thought about it? I know you probably did. A camp, just a ball handling camp, man. For 30 minutes, not an hour, 30 minutes, Tim Hardaway Killer Crossover Camp. You started off in Chicago, of course, and then you roll that thing out, across the country, because I think, man, you would get a bunch of people, man, want to be a part of that.
Oh, no question. We team of mine and my son, we talking about it. We actually was gonna go ahead and have some camps around the country this year, but COVID messed all that up. So we'll be right on time for next year, next summer, to have some camps. And I'm gonna start off in Chicago, go to El Paso, and then go around the region a little bit, how far I can go.
Okay, yeah. Well, make sure you let us know so we can put that out there, man, too, on this show. And hopefully we'll be blown up by the end too, man.
Y'all will.
Oh, man,
I see y'all doing y'all thing and seeing y'all on Instagram and people talking about you all and y'all doing y'all. It takes time. Like I said, it takes time. You got to crawl before you walk. You got to walk before you run. You got to. That's the way it is, man.
That's right. That's right.
And if you try to get it right now, get it real quick, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So y'all doing what y'all supposed to do, and y'all believe me, everybody recognizing you all, and just keep getting people on.
Appreciate that.
Keep getting people on, and it's gonna work out for you. I do have one thing to say though.
Go ahead.
All right. My company, Banneker Watches. All right.
Okay.
Banneker Watches, a Black-owned company. All right. Go to BenjaminBannekerWatches.com. BannekerWatches.com. Go get you a Father's Day watch, very affordable. I got 3, I'm the president of the company. We got 3 Tim Hardaway watches that's out there, gold, silver, and black pearl. And they're very affordable, and you'll be part of history, man. Benjamin Banneker, if you read about him, he built Washington and Virginia to what it is today and doesn't get the recognition of doing.
Isn't that the Credible Hulk?
Who? Benjamin Banneker?
That's Bruce Banner.
Yeah.
That's real, Tim. That's nice, man. Benjamin Banneker. I'm about to go grab me one for Father's Day.
Real nice watch. Father's Day watch, man. Get it for your father. Have your son get it for you, whatever. But you'll be a part of history, man. And tell all your fans to go there. BannekerWatches.com.
BannekerWatches.com.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Hey, I want to throw something in real quick, Liv, before we get up out of here with Tim.
Okay.
Somebody had brought it to my attention that you and Byron Irvin and Nick Anderson was 3 people who came from the red division and got drafted the same year, and that's never happened again.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Red Sox?
I'm gonna tell you this. I didn't even know that. But you know, we got drafted in the same year, first round. Yeah, that is true. You know what? Wow.
Yeah. I think y'all need to come back and talk to the kids about that, man. Tell the kids, man.
You know what? You just saying that, I'm thinking it.
You never thought about that, huh?
I never thought about that, man.
Yeah, somebody brought it to me and mentioned that. I was like, oh, that's real, man.
Man, you told me you came up with that idea.
I did.
Nah.
Well, you know, good artists create, great artists steal.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you this. I stole a lot of stuff from a lot of basketball players and used it because I know they stole a lot of stuff from me. That's what one guy told me this. He said, man, you know, look at other people. Take it from them. It'll work. And that's what I did. You just go in there, you just take stuff.
I told my sons that.
Yeah, just take it. I mean, it ain't theirs. It ain't copyright. and 9 times out of 10, they probably got it from somebody else.
Of course.
That's right.
That's why Michael Jordan always say he's not the best because he was able to look at other guys and steal. Exactly. And then Kobe said it too before he passed on.
You're right.
Same thing. He took everything.
He got everything from Mike. So yeah, he stole from Mike.
I mean,
he stole Mike.
Mike stole. You said Bob. You said Mike stole.
No, I said Kobe stole Mike. Right, Tim.
Yeah, he stole everything.
Yeah,
Mike
definitely, man, definitely.
Even the way he talked.
You're right, everything to a T.
But you know who had the Walt? Mike Jordan Walt, Kendall Gill, down pat.
He did.
We used to look at Kendall, man, stop being like Mike, man. He really started walking. I'm like, come on, man, stop that, man.
You know that's special, man, when people start trying to walk like you, man, and do a lot, emulate you a lot, man, in certain ways. Yeah. Man, Mike was a bad boy, man.
Bad boy.
But y'all was lucky enough to hang around him and be around him, man. So I believe that y'all played a big part in his growth, man. Guys in Chicago, I know that for a fact.
Oh, no question. No, once he started coming out and trusting us, because at one particular time he didn't trust nobody. He was like, "No, I'm not going out there. This shit's crazy around here."
but you know, Tim, we got that talk, man. We got that game. We could talk you up out of something, man. You know?
And we did. We talked them right up out of there. Yo, stop messing with them. You need to come over and hang out with us. You have a better time. And which he did.
You can tell, man. Y'all cuffed him.
That's right.
Tony McCoy, all y'all boys.
So yeah, man. We gonna get Tony on too. We got to get Tony on, but let's talk a little bit, so we can end this segment, man, and you give some advice to the next young generation of hoopers, man. And you can use your son as an example, or, you're just upbringing, just drop some knowledge to these young up and coming hoopers.
Humble, stay humble. Don't write your story. Let somebody else write your story. and always work on your game. You know, a lot of these kids don't want to work on their game. Work on your game. Work on all aspects of your game. Work on dribbling. Work on shooting. Work on passing. Work on defense. Work on your health. Work on staying in shape. You know, work on being strong each and every day. You know, and I tell kids this: don't never, ever, ever let anybody take your confidence away from you. Your confidence is the only thing that you have going from you. And if anybody can take your confidence away from you, you dead. You done. You done. So if you miss that last shot, shoot that mug again. All right? Man, I'm going to tell you this, man. I went 0 for 19 from the field. Didn't know I had the record. Man, the next night, when they came in, yo, you got the record. I said, for what? They said, you shot, I think it was 0 for 17. You shot 0 for 17 tonight. I said, for real? It's like, damn. Yeah, that was an off night. I said, I guarantee you the next night I won't be 0 for 17. Right. I came out and against the Lakers, had 30.
Short memory, Tim.
Man, very short memory. I'm going to let that thing go. I was over 17. Yeah, okay. I got confidence. I'm going to shoot. Confidence is you can't never let nobody take your confidence away from you.
Wow.
Never, ever. But always work on your game and be humble too.
Man, that's what's up, man. We got the killer crossover, Tim Hardaway on All Ball Chicago, dropping them gems, man. I hope
Tim, you coming back? You gonna come back on again, man?
Oh, come back on, which I thought you was talking about making a comeback in the league. Are you crazy? I'm running these 60-40s to stay in shape. I'm not trying to play no more basketball. I'm like, what? Of course, man. Of course, y'all invite me on. Right, you know, but I'm not coming on at 9 o'clock because that's 10 o'clock my time, man. I be in bed laying down, you know. My wife be already on, oh, who you talking to? Like that all state. Who you talking? What you got on? What you got on?
Oh man, another good one, man.
Yeah.
Nigga, Tim nuts. Oh, you nuts, boy.
Hey man, you gotta have fun with this, man. You gotta have fun. Right. I hope she didn't hit me because after I get through with y'all, I gotta go in there. She gonna kill.
Hey, don't blame it on All Ball, baby. Don't blame it on all.
Hey man, I've been doing this for 28 years. I've been married for 28 years. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. That's my life right there. So, you know, I have fun sometimes, you know, but you know, you gotta know when to be quiet.
That's real, Tim. That's real, boy.
Thanks for having me on, man. I'll be watching you all. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe out here, man, and continue success.
All right.
God bless. Tim Hardaway in the building, All Ball Chicago.
Yes, sir.
Love you, boy.
Love
you, bro.
Peace.
Right.
Gone. Man, another good one, dude.
That was a good one, man. Tim Hardaway, man, so much energy, bro.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, Bobby. Man, just having fun, letting it all out, man, enjoying. Like I said at the beginning, we not no journalists, man. We didn't go to school,
no,
man.
I ain't go to school for this. I went to school to be a school teacher.
But we fun people. We know what we talking about. We know who we want to get on our show. We are a booking agent. We do the editing. We do the producing.
And we need sponsors, man. We sponsoring our own show, man. Come on,
man.
Get a sponsor, man. Come on, Fox, man. Come on. ESPN, come on, man. Y'all come holler at us, man. What's up,
McDonald's, man. Come on, McDonald's, man. We need McDonald's, Wendy's. Come on.
Oh, man. Yeah. Yesterday, Jabari Parker and Sonny Parker. Today, Tim Hardaway. Come on, man. Last week, Sean, what you, man? Straight up, man. Tomorrow, though, we got my man Earl Lloyd coming on. The son of Kevin Lloyd, the son of Earl Lloyd, the first African-American basketball player to play in the NBA. He'll be on tomorrow at 7 o'clock. Talk about his dad, man, his journey to put him on the poster stamp. Yeah.
Man, that's what's up, man. To have, someone like himself on, his father was one of the first, who broke the barriers of African Americans being into that NBA, and then having him come on. And I know he's doing some great things, trying to get the petition signed, enough petitions signed for his dad to be on stamps, man. And I think that's, part of our history. And I think we need to definitely get that out there. And I don't know if he got the numbers yet, but we definitely want him on the show to promote it and try to get the numbers, whatever number he needs to get this thing going and get it out, so we can start putting them on letters, man, when we send them out.
That's right. Somebody said get Jordan on here. Yeah, if y'all know Michael Jordan, tell Michael Jordan to come holler at us, man.
Man, we don't want Mike. Man, we don't need Mike, man.
Yeah, man, Mike just anybody.
Man, yeah, Mike, meet
Mike, meet me around the corner.
Mike need to, man. Mike, see that sign back there behind me, man, all ball Chicago. Mike, come get some.
Come on, man. Come on, sponsor the show, man. We'll put that logo on that boy.
All day
long. Yeah, we can talk all day long, man. I gotta go get me something to eat, big guy. What you on, big fella? What you gonna be on?
But you know what I'm always on, man. I lace them up at the beginning of the show, and at the end, it's time for me to unlace the shoes, man. We up out of here.
All Ball Chicago Believe Podcast Network. Go over there and hit all our shows, man. Bobby Reed, I'm out of here.
Peace. Again, man, we'd like to thank Tim Hardaway for joining us today, man. Tim, we love you, man. Appreciate you, my brother. Much love, man. We up out of here. The killer crossover. Pop, 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 pop.
Liv, you couldn't do it at 6'8", huh?
Man, I can do that. Sure. Man, I had it. But I put that in and out in mind, though. I put it in and out, and then I pop.
You go make a sound effect. Go. Pap, pap.
I'm out.
Pap, pap.